Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Так, зачем нам нужен Йозеф? А, Б, С, Д. Понятненько.
What the hell was that?
There, answer me.
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
The fisherman told me you'd be up for a brawl. Is it true?
Aye, if you've a mind to.
Yeah.
I'll kill you. I'll fucking kill you.
Don't see Jiri.
Fucking hell.
Hey.
искать вот там.
Who's there? Answer me. What is it? Has something happened?
Damn! I'm honored that you should come to me.
Are you one of the local pugilists? The fisherman told me you weren't averse to a bit of friendly violence.
I'm glad you showed up. It's been as dull as hell here. Joseph doesn't talk much and the fisherman is, well, slippery as a fish.
Все.
Who's there? Answer me. What are you doing there?
God be with you.
The fisherman sent me to you. Said you'd be up for a brawl.
Is that so? Well, we haven't had any new blood here for a while. But if you want an easier scrap, you should go to Maple or Joseph. I don't like to blow my own trumpet, but I'm damn good. Either way, you'll wager a few... You'll get one.
Не такой уж ты и сложный. А, стоп, пробак-то здесь, да.
Shame I can't swim.
How are you, Henry?
Ты упоротый, у тебя даже резки нет.
My God, what happened to you? You look like you've been assaulted.
Let's fight.
All right. Good. You put on a pretty good show. Let's spice it.
Что значит больше боев? Сохранение не дали. Замечательно.
I hope I can be of some humble...
Я думаю, Бают тренируется.
I hope I can be...
I've taken care.
Have you...
Here it is.
Well, that is a fun. It's not over yet.
Very well. I have some
Show me. They just...
Что ж, давай прочитаем. Найду Борик сварил. Да.
Mi folyik ott? Hé, mit csinálsz ott? Rossz helyen vagy, rossz időben. Mi folyik ott? Itt épp egy malacka tévedt a disztóölésre. Nem hiszem el! Vigyázz! Megöllek! Hát jó, megdöglek.
Хорошо, они меня покромсали.
csináltok?
Кто это был?
De szép is haramiának lenni. Mit csinálsz ott? Nicsak, mi bújt itt elő? Hé! Ott van, vigyázz! Látod? A szentségét! Látják?
Сделать себе ежика, блин.
Ezt elmasztad!
Есть не проможешь, конечно.
A picsába hagyd már! Elég volt, győztél! Mit csinálsz ott? A picsába hagyd már!
Я думаю, это разноцветный как раз и был предводителем. А это куда делся?
Itt nem látok, megjött a mulatság. A szentségi! Látjátok, ellenség! Beszarás, és pont amikor kedvem lenne valakiből kiverni a lelkem. Vigyázz! Itt az ellenség! Látom őt! Ott itt! Istenem, vigyázzon!
сожалению. Да ладно, ты вернулся.
Hé! Ott van, vigyázz! Légy résed! Ott van!
Зря пришел. По-моему, проход еще один видел, нет? Да. А, глухой. Увы. Так. Что, отдохнем прямо здесь? Почему же сохранений-то нету?
Good day, Henry.
I hope I can be of help.
I've taken care of...
Have you brought...
Here it is.
Well, that is some farmers.
All right, I'll take a look around. I have some trophy.
Show me. They deserved it.
Сдадим-ка то, что получили. То иначе уже складировать-то некуда. Изучить, конечно. Где этот путник? Загадка.
We've met before, haven't we?
Come to...
So, you know how it...
That sounds good.
Lend me your ear. A pilgrim on his journey meets three faiths. One is called truth, and always speaks the truth. The second is called falsehood, and the trouble is, he starts with the faith on the left, and asks her, which one is standing in the middle? And the fate replies, truth. He asks the last one, which one is standing in the middle? And the fate replies, falsehood.
Wisdom, falsehood.
Quite right. Truth, Mr. Well, what can I...
We may well do so.
Кажется, товарищ плохо с памятью. Враг. Ну, где враг? О, блин, этот лагерь я помню. Давай, иди ко мне. Почему руки не видно?
The answer to my prayers. Just when I wanted to vent my rage on someone. What's the matter? Lost your balls?
Come here, lily liver.
The wrong time. No, no. I'm going to enjoy this.
Что-то многовато. Нафига я слез?
You'll die.
Who's there? Answer me.
Have you?
Fucking hell.
You're dead.
отсюда нафиг. Ну и в пень. Какие-то.
Greetings, Henry.
Hey, Henry's come to see us. Who's there? I hope I can be of some
Обязательно.
Have you noticed anything suspicious?
And what's your idea?
Have you heard of anyone looking to hire some rough men?
Mercenaries, you mean?
Yes.
There were some fellows conspiring here in the corner twice a week, and others coming and...
And what happened to them?
I don't know, they just stopped coming. And I haven't seen hide nor hair of them since.
You haven't heard anything about where they went?
How could I have? They just stopped.
Where do you think they might be meeting?
How should I know? I'm an honest innkeeper, not a man-at-arms.
Is there any way I'll recognize?
Unquenchable thirst. They drank like fish. They were rough-looking too.
That's not much help. What did they do while they were waiting for someone?
They drank. And they played dice. I do remember...
So they were fond of dice, were they? And where would you find a gamer?
Anywhere there's dice and usually drink. That's all you need for a game. Although it dawns on me now, I never saw Simon with those men, oddly enough. He's got a nose for drunken dice players.
Simon who?
Why, the young miller. He runs Catzick Mill. Neighbours are always slandering him for trafficking, but who knows?
You don't know where I might find some...
And why would you want them? You'll set tongues wagging about you.
But they'd be the ones to know what reputable town...
I grant you that. Well, we don't have an executioner, just a knacker. But he's an odd fellow.
What can you tell me about the knacker?
Decent folk don't talk about him. He deals in carcasses.
I was hoping you'd tell me a bit more than that.
Why should I care about him? He lives in a house by the church, and that's all I know. And all I'll say.
What can you tell me about Simon?
There's not much to tell. He runs Catzick Mill, and some say thieves meet there at night. But isn't there gossip about every miller? I don't think he's a sinner. But only God knows.
Anything else?
You might not find him at the mill. He's a busy man, always out and about making some deal or other. And he likes to throw...
Thank you for the help.
Not at all. But why off so soon?
Are there any problems?
Nothing I've heard about.
Hey, watch it. Damn.
Just my luck to get stuck here with all the cripples. Meanwhile, Thomas and Covell are probably playing dice up on the battlements.
Days are gone. Gone.
Greetings, Henry.
God's blessings.
Welcome, Henry.
Скорость понижает. Не хочу.
I hope I can be of...
Такие низкие цены. Нет, почему нельзя?
The sun he hides behind a cloud, his heat goes cold and his fire goes out. My humble greeting.
How are you, Henry?
Так, надо весь хлам выкинуть. О, он и луки принимает. И стрелы принимает, кстати говоря. Так, у нас улучшенных полно. Дальнобойные, охотничьи. Ну, пробивну туда ставлю. А половецкий-то получше будет. 13,6. 11,7. Починим лучше. Так, и теперь всякий хлам, да? Ого, это мне 30 повязок на мне. Разгрузили лошадку. И сами разгрузились. Я понял. Пойдем половцев мочить. Тут они были. Вот они. Я вернулся, товарищи, выходим. Выходим, строимся по одному.
Well, I...
What's that?
-1. -2. Просто пьяный демон. Я Нео. Уклонять от летящих стрел. Че, все? Ну, я думал, как-то будет больше. Кто цокол? Я тебя видел. Стой, кому говорят. Не добежал. Даже взять тебе нечего. Ну ладно, хоть мясо оленя возьму. О, оленину надо. Отринь страх. Готовы. Вот ты как я вовремя зашел.
Hey, Иванов! Hey, начинай, Hey, Ivano! Kibaszott másnaposság. Ma már nem szabadulnom.
Заодно и пожру.
Véletlenül kibújtál anyád szoknyája alól?
Как его. Так, ты тоже не добил. Вот. Катин он ушел. Может он? Без сказки.
Beszarás! És pont amikor kedvem lenne valakiből kiverni a lelket. Hát, ezt elkúrtad?
Сложно.
God be with you, Henry.
I hope I can be...
I've taken care of...
Have you brought me proof?
Here it is.
I'm delighted to hear it. Some charcoal burners came here from their camp to the south. It seems they're humans.
Very well. I'll take... I have some
Show me. Good work.
I'm glad to see you.
Can we trade?
If you've got the...
Даже это ничего. А, это углежоги, наверное, как раз. Нет? Охотник.
God be with you.
Master Huntsman.
There's always some... You're that Scarlet's lad, aren't you? Sir...
That'll be me.
Right. I saw you here shortly after the attack. My word, to get away from Tальмберга like that. What?
I'm listening.
We've been having terrible problems with poachers lately. In Sir Divish's forests, we've been finding gutted entry...
And you want me to track down the poacher?
Indeed. Whatever...
Do you suspect anyone?
Well, it's hard to say, but seeing how much harm they're causing, I'd say they're no...
Shouldn't you be dealing with the poacher?
I should, you're quite right. But when I asked the...
Do you think the locals are in on it?
Well, I don't know, maybe. But even if not, they'll never talk to me. They're scared I'll dig some skeleton out of their cupboard. You know, the smaller the village.
I understand. I'll try to find out something.
Certainly. Ask around the village. And it wouldn't hurt to ask in the inn in the glade, the one on the road towards Neuhof.
That's clear enough. As soon as I hear...
Thanks for your help.
О, и сохранение. Отлично вообще.
Can we do something about the prop?
Well, we can try. Tough luck.
Ну и ладно. Надо было кубки ему продать. Забавное описание. Надо будет заняться картами сокровищ. системой. Разберемся с кочевниками, потом уже займемся бригадирами. Типа удочку искать надо, что ли? Вот, походу.
Folyikot! Rossz helyen vagy rossz időben! Vigyázz! Elég! Hagyd abba! Hé, mit csinálsz ott?
Я не могу кинжалом-то убивать никого. Или только спящих, что ли, можно? Спящий есть.
rossz helyen vagy, rossz időben. Istenem, vigyázzon!
Kitekerem a nyakat, te nyomorom.
Vigyázz, látom az ellenséget! Vigyázz, itt az ellenség! Itt nem látom. Megjött a mulatság. Nem hiszem el! Emberek, vigyázat!
Как два пальца просто. Отмычка вещь полезная. Так, где-то еще-то был один здесь. Здесь один должен быть, вот он. Так, я те, который там завалил. Здесь должен быть. А вот и он. Кажется, я ему шею сломал. Что-то у него с ней не так. Всех полностью тут вас разбили.
God be with you.
I've taken care...
Have you brought me...
Here it is.
Good work. Well, now it seems we can take a bit of a breather. There's no sign of any humans around here.
Thank you, Captain.
But it would be a pity to waste your talents. They say the roads aren't safe even by Sasa, or around Skalitz. God preserve...
Well, I'll be glad to do...
I don't doubt it. But in Sassau, you'll have to go first to Sir Sebastian. He's the custodian at the Sassau Monastery, and in charge of security in that region.
Very well, Captain. I have some trophies.
Show me. Good work. That's the way to deal with the scum.
Собственно говоря, в деревне, наверное, которая здесь снизу. Одной в баньке, что ли, сходить?
God save Henry.
I'd like to find out about the poachers round here who've been stealing game recently.
If you ask me, there's some questions best left unanswered. But go and see Olener if you're determined. That old gossip will tell you all there is to know.
I'm interested in your...
And what is it?
proper bath. And my clothes...
But of course.
Fine.
I'm sure you'll...
I'd like to make...
So?
I'd like, a private bath for two.
But of course. Money first, though.
Fine. Here it is.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied.
Да. Я думаю, это будет более эффектно. Стой. Дай выйду.
Be a bit more careful.
I'm at your service.
Is there someone here who trade...
Whatever is your man. If he hadn't already...
I'd like to find out about the poach.
I don't know anything about it. But if I were you, I'd speak to Martha.
Is someone there?
I heard there are poachers in the woods round here.
If only if it was just poachers. It's that sorcerer Hare. He's the one who's been running amok. I said he'd be back, and I said he'd be vengeful, and I was right both times.
Tell me something about Hannikin Hare.
Ah, that was all years ago. He turned up here one day. No one rightly knew where from. He claimed up at the castle to be a nobleman's son, and so he got the office of Master Huntsman, and Margaret was promised him for his wife. Nobody could have known he was a sorcerer.
And how did his sorcery reveal itself?
Well, he was able to vanish into thin air in the forest right in front of folk. And I've heard it said he spoke to animals, too, though I don't know the truth of it.
Well, doesn't sound very convincing to me.
That's because you've not seen his marksmanship. It wasn't natural, the things he could do with that bow of his. They say he sold his soul for the gift of it.
I see. How did it go with Margaret?
I'm not one to gossip, but she was a flighty lass in her younger years. She could never make up her mind which one she wanted, the Hare or Nicholas. So in the end, fate decided for her.
What do you mean? What happened with Hare?
Oh, that was quite something. And then some on top of it. Sir Henry of Lipo was visiting here at the castle, and Hare snapped his guardsman's neck with his bare hands. Of course, they found him out. But how do you keep a sorcerer under lock and key? You can't. That's your answer. And that Satan's spawn slipped the net.
Oh well, it's quite a wild story. Any idea why he murdered the man?
No one knows, and most likely never will. But they say he was fully in the devil's power. There was a full moon, you see.
Was he actually seen killing the guardsman?
I suppose so. Else they'd hardly know who did it, would they?
That's probably true. There is one other thing I want to ask. Has anyone actually seen this Hannikin Hare? He seems to exist only as a bogeyman to frighten.
Oh, he exists all right. But he flits around in the forest like a shadow. They won't be catching him anytime soon.
Goings on.
Cavorting and raising hell. Sorcery! Hare meets up with his sorcerer's apprentices, and they feast in the clearing in the woods. In the morning, they turn into... Or what she was doing there with them.
Very well. I'll ask. Who does Hare want revenge on?
Master Huntsman Nicholas, of course. When the Hare disappeared, Nicholas took his Margaret and the huntsman's posting.
So Nicholas came out of it well?
That one always knew how to land on his feet.
Thanks.
God bless.
Какая-то хрень, по-моему.
Looks like it's going to be a good year for the apples. I reckon we're in for a decent harvest. I'm not so sure about the vegetables, though.
Well, my carrots and radishes are coming along nicely.
I heard you've got a poaching problem in the woods around here.
In the woods and out of them. Not long back the bastards hung a deer's head on the huntsman's house.
That's pretty brazen of them.
Certainly is. Word around the village is that someone wants to shame it.
Do you think it was someone local?
I really don't know. All sorts of things get said. Hannikin Hare's back, if you listen to some, and others are going on about Tom of the Baths. They swear blind he's got his finger.
And what about you?
It could be anyone. There's more than one that has it in for Nicholas.
What's so suspicious about this?
Just that he was drunk and blabbering about how he was...
Tell me something about Hannikin Hare.
He used to be Master Huntsman here a while back. But then Nicholas got him accused of a murder. And the Hare...
What happened between Hare and Nick?
Those two didn't get on from the start. And then that business. But it all came to a head about 15 years back when Sir Henry...
Sir Hanish's father?
Just so. There was a banquet at the castle in his honor. And in the morning they found one of Sir Henry's men-at-arms in the ditch with his neck broken.
So how did Nicholas put the...
Nicholas always had a viper's tongue, and events made it easy. That evening there'd been a right falling out between Hare and the guardsman. Blows were struck. Well, Sir Divish didn't want any ill will with Sir Henry.
What was going on with Mark?
Her father promised her to Hannikin, because they seemed a good match. But Nicholas couldn't stomach that.
And what happened to Hare?
That's just it. No one rightly knows. They put him in the dungeon, but when Sir Henry's men came...
I want to ask about something. Tell me something about...
He used to be Master Huntsman.
I want to ask about...
Henry, I'm glad you came.
So why do people think Tom of the Bath?
Ah, that's just nonsense. He was bragging in the tavern that he'd put on a venison feast for the village girls. Deer for the deer.
Did he?
I doubt it. He's all mouth and... But if you want to know more, ask my husband, the innkeeper. I wasn't here.
Putting a deer's head on the huntsman's house sounds pretty risky.
Maybe they want to show that Huntsman Nicholas is no match for them.
That'll be all.
I'm at your service tonight.
I've heard Tom of the Baths...
So he did. He and Jack Piper were bragging about, and a few days later, they did come and buy a few kegs of beer from me.
Did they have anything else to say?
Not really. I told him to shut up, or someone would hear him and there'd be trouble.
And what did he say to that?
Nothing. He had more booze in him than the castle cellar. He just hiccuped and slid under the table.
Do you suppose he meant it?
Hardly. He's nothing but a braggart.
All right. I'd best ask him myself.
Well, feel free to ask, but don't believe half what...
And who is this Jake Piper?
Well, he's Tom's best mate. A decent fellow. They call him the...
Where can I find him?
Well, most likely in the quarry. He lends a hand...
Do you think Nicholas isn't doing...
A master huntsman who lets poachers run wild through his woods? He's useless.
Right. Folk were talking about how...
Oh, good Lord. People do like to prattle on.
Thank you, innkeeper. What do you think about all...
What should I be thinking? If they ever catch them, Sir Divish will have them skinned alive.
Thank you, innkeeper. I'll be going. How are the Tальмберга?
Ah, things here are not too...
По-моему, чем больше разговариваешь, тем больше точек открываются.
God save Henry.
I'd like to ask you about...
I'm sorry, but I really don't want to talk about that.
The thing is, every time I spoke to someone...
But I don't.
You aren't to blame for anything, is that it? Well, I am willing to believe you, but you do know more than you're telling, and I need to hear it.
Very well. You're right. And what would you like to know about Hare?
How were things between...
There was nothing between us. Hannikin Hare impressed my father with all his talk of noble blood, but I couldn't stand him.
So you didn't want him? I only asked because I've heard...
That's village talk. Of course folk gossip. Mostly they just want to hurt Nicholas.
Did Hare really commit...
God in heaven, how should I know?
That remains to be seen. That'll be everything. I'd like to find out about the poachers.
If you ask me, there's some questions best left unanswered.
I'd like to...
I'm sorry.
That'll do me.
God bless.
Значит, еще шустрее можно.
I'd like to...
I'm sorry.
The thing is...
But I don't.
You aren't to... Did Hare really...
God in...
That remains to be... How were things?
There was...
So you didn't want...
That's village.
That'll be everything. I'd like to...
I'm sorry.
That'll do me.
А маркер не снимает, замечательно.
I've got a few questions about these poachers.
So ask.
I heard you saw something...
That's right, I did.
Can you describe what you saw?
It was after dark, I remember that. I went up past the castle along by the clearing, and I saw someone, and I could smell roast meat. It was like a feast of some...
Where is the clearing?
A short walk north of the castle. There's a track past the woodcutter's camp that takes you there.
Thanks. Did you recognize anyone?
No. Like I said, it...
Did you hear any familiar voice?
No. But I heard girls' laughter.
What do you make of this poaching that's been going on?
It's clear as day. Hannikin Hare's back. And putting those antlers on Nicholas's house.
You mean to say his wife's cheating on him?
All I'm saying is she might be feeling the urge. It happens in...
Well, you're the first who's certain of Hare's return.
Well, now, I wouldn't say I'm completely sure. I suppose...
You were singing a different song not long ago.
So? Why do you want to...
It's nothing to you, but I'm helping Nicholas on my...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, now you know. And you also know not to keep anything from me. So...
All right, I'll tell you what I know. But promise not to tell...
I'll do what I can, but I need to let him know what I discover.
It's to do with Margaret, his wife. They say it's all because of her.
Keep going.
I know full well Hare's here, because Margaret admitted as much.
What did she tell you?
That he waited in the woods till she came by and they exchanged some words. Words was all...
And what did they speak about?
I don't know.
But if Nicholas knew they'd met...
You're sure she wasn't saying it in jest?
Oh, no. Margaret wouldn't joke about...
Well, you're the first...
Well, now.
You were singing...
Oh.
Well,
Or...
I'll do...
It's to do...
Keep going.
I know...
What did she tell...
That he wait...
And what did they...
I don't know.
You're sure she...
Oh, no.
Who's this
Hannikin Hare? There was a time he was master huntsman here, and Margaret was set...
So what's the story
It was complicated. He wanted her, and she wanted him too, I reckon. At least for a while. But...
So what went on between...
Those two? There was no love lost between them from the moment Hare arrived.
Do you think Hare really killed them?
Who knows the truth of it now? I did find it all a bit odd, and Margaret never wanted to speak of it. Wouldn't hear a word.
That's all I need.
God bless.
Короче, заяц, походу, вернулся, а барканьерит дудочник.
Greetings, Henry.
Наведаемся еще раз, разрешение.
Good day, Henry.
I'd like to ask...
I'm sorry.
The thing is...
But I don't...
You aren't to... What did you talk about in the woods with...
I see Betty's mouth.
Don't blame her. I had to work hard.
Oh, all right. Well, it seems Hannikin Hare's exile has addled his brain.
And what about you?
What do you mean? I was so shocked, I couldn't even scream.
Is that all he told you?
He said if I change my mind, I'm to hang a garland of forget-me-nots on the house and wait for him at that place of ours.
Where was it you saw him exactly?
I wish I could tell you. The whole thing was like a fever dream. I almost got lost trying to get out of the forest. Even if I remembered, it wouldn't be any use to you. Hannikin Hare moves through the forest like a ghost. He knows every tree root off by heart.
I want you to hang that garland.
But I don't want to go anywhere.
You don't have to go anywhere. But tell me.
On the way to Ujits. Back then, we used to meet by the great big beech tree.
And what time will he be waiting?
At dawn. What are you...
Never you mind. The main thing is
I suppose so.
That'll be everything.
Good health. Henry, I'm glad you stopped by.
What's going on out there?
How are you, Henry? Jesus! Look where you're going!
What do you want? You've no business here.
Ну, давай поговорим.
What part didn't you understand? Hey, what?
О.
I hope I can be of help.
I'm here to find out about the poacher.
Well, ask away.
I heard you were yelling in the tavern that you were off to hunt.
Look here. I don't know who you are.
I will, don't you worry.
What? Nothing. It was just the beer talk.
Maybe not. Blacksmith Betty saw people feasting in the woods.
Nothing. I wasn't there.
And I don't suppose you'll tell me who was?
No, because
That'll do me. I hear there's been trouble with poachers
I don't have time to talk to... What the hell are you doing?
Так, в каменоломню смотаться, да?
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Прикольно.
Hey, watch it. I'll remember. What is it?
Be a bit more careful. God be with you, Henry.
I'm honored that a knight such as...
Welcome, Henry.
Did you send the last...
No? Why would we do that?
That's odd. They told me they were...
But that's not possible.
It seems the stone you sent never arrived and they got this in...
Unthinkable. I delivered the last shipment.
Then someone must have replaced...
But what would the builders have out of it?
I don't think the builders know what happened. Most likely...
A thief? I must reward you for saving my livelihood. If folk believe the...
But the bad stone wasn't even from your...
Still, sometimes words can hurt a man.
Понятно. Не хочет общаться. Окей. Ну, можно, почему нет? Понятно, что здесь искать вообще надо.
I'm guessing Nicholas won't be joining us. Who the devil are you?
I thought you wanted to meet up with...
Fortunately, I'm not that much of a fool anymore. I was hoping I'd tempt Nicholas out of his lair.
My name is Henry.
So are you going to arrest me?
I am.
All I ask is that you listen.
Why should I listen to you?
Because if you care about justice, you're after the wrong man.
Anyone can say that.
And that's precisely why the accused should get a proper hearing.
Let me guess. You're going to tell me you're innocent?
I wouldn't presume. I've been poaching on the Divish estate, and I'll take the punishment I deserve.
I've heard different things.
So I imagine. Lucas has told me the bill.
And how did it happen?
It's a long story.
I've got time to listen.
All right. But for you to understand, I have to start from the beginning. I was born as Hannikin Hare of Zalush, the eldest son of Sidney of Zalush. My house became sadly impoverished, and I became the
gamekeeper turned poacher. I see. That's quite a transfer.
Nicholas gave me no choice.
What happened to your...
My father lost his influential friends and the money with them. There was nothing for it but to sell off all our possessions, see to my sister's welfare, and manage as best I could.
That sounds a rough deal.
Believe it or not, I never cared for the life of a nobleman.
What happened between you and...
I was falsely accused of murder. Henry of Lipa visited Tальмберга, and the morning after the banquet in...
And didn't they have any cause to...
That's just it. They did. At the banquet...
Why did you get into a...
The fall of the House of Zalush was the work of the Lords of Lipa, and that fellow...
I know Sir Hanish of Lipa. Was Sir Henry his father?
Indeed. He was on his way to Ratai to take charge of the fiefdom for...
And then what?
Nicholas began to pull strings. Several people...
Why would he have done that?
He wanted rid of me. We were both in love with the same lass, you see. But back then, there was no question which of the two of us would win her. I was the huntsman of noble blood, and Nicholas was...
Do you know who did kill?
No. He was found in a ditch with his neck broken. He could have tripped and fallen, all on his own.
And that never occurred to anyone?
It did. But some people swore they'd seen us jostling on the drawbridge. Of course, that was Nicholas's work.
What did Margaret think?
She took me for a fool. She only had eyes for Nicholas, but I didn't see it then.
How?
She could have told the truth. After the banquet, I would...
How did you get out of it?
What leads you to imagine I...
Your head's still on your shoulders, so you must have escaped.
I'm alive. But my name and my family's name has been dragged through the mud. For me, that's worse than the sentence waiting for me.
If you say so. But you still managed to get away.
Well, it's true. I had the good fortune to escape from the dungeon.
An interesting...
I can't complain of boredom. The question is...
Even if I believed you, there's no proof.
I know. But if I didn't believe in my own innocence, I'd have...
Why?
If I truly were guilty, why would I risk coming back to Bohemia? I could have died in...
Nicholas took everything you had, regardless of your guilt or innocence. I'd say you have...
I'm not like him. Anyway, you're right. I don't have any proof of my innocence. All I can give you is my word.
This is one of the most insane stories.
That doesn't surprise me.
But something tells me you're speaking the truth.
Thank you. And if you want to help me, come to the old mine gallery in Broadwoods.
I'll be there.
I have a plan, but I need some help.
day, Henry.